Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to...
Which Croatian forces have deployed to Lithuania?
We recently put out a video
Why?
discussing 3 Balkan nations.
Because yesterday, remember, we saw that...
So it's true?
I don't know, but they're deploying.
Contributing forces to the NATO multinational brigade in Latvia, namely Albania, Montenegro, and North
Why
Macedonia.
did you say Latvia?
However, there's a 4th Balkan
That was yesterday's video.
Oh, but no, he said Latvia.
Yeah, yesterday you did a
Okay.
video about them going to Latvia.
nation
it's
sending troops
Lithuania?
to the Baltics. Well, sometimes. We're talking about Croatia's occasional deployment of troops in support of the German-led multinational battle group in Lithuania. Since 2017, the country has deployed
German-led?
3 times and is committed to deploying yet again in 2026. Let's take a quick look at Croatia's contributions for today's video. The armed forces of Croatia committed to joining NATO's enhanced forward presence in line with a decision made by the Croatian parliament on June
These look
30th,
like,
2017. The
Cybertrucks.
Croatian troops joined the
Kinda.
Rukla-based multinational battalion, which at the time saw 450 troops from Germany, 100 from Belgium, over 200 from the Netherlands, around 200 from Norway, and 20 from Luxembourg. In December 2017, Croatian Defence Force troops arrived to begin their roughly 6-month rotation. Lithuania's Minister of National Defence at the time had this to say about the contribution. "We are grateful and appreciate the contribution of the countries forming the NATO Enhanced Forward Presence Battalion Battle Group in Lithuania. It is a demonstration of alliance solidarity and unity, and we welcome Croatia's decision to join the measures of strengthening NATO deterrence and collective defence in the Baltic region."
Wow.
The first Croatian contingent consisted of 180 troops, with the majority of them coming from the country's 1st Mechanized Battalion Tigers of the Guards Mechanized Brigade. Equipment and armament included logistic support elements and Patria armored vehicles, more specifically the Patria CRO, which is the Croatian
they're
variant
setting
of
up posts for what? Like, is someone gonna show up? Like,
If someone shows up,
oh,
so they're there.
just setting posts.
Yeah.
Okay.
the Patria AMV.
Where?
The second
Lithuania.
deployment would
Where in
take place in
Lithuania?
2020 with a
What?
contingent of
Maybe you'll
188
say.
soldiers. It was reported that most of these troops
I
came
assumed
from
you already watched
Croatia's
this
3rd
video.
Mechanized
Why
Battalion
would I
of the
do
Guards
that?
So they're
Mechanized
asking you
Brigade.
questions.
Milmag.pl states that this 2020 Croatian contingent was composed of, among others, 15 Patria AMV
big
8x8 armored vehicles,
Look how big it
including
looks next to
13
regular
combat
cars.
vehicles, 1 ambulance, and 1 recovery vehicle. There were also 6 utility trucks, 2 all-terrain vehicles or ATVs, and 1 MATV vehicle. A video posted to social media also shows a medical team being deployed for this rotation
Interesting.
and
So they also not only deploy, they bring troops, but they bring their own like vehicles and like tanks or whatever. That's so interesting. I kind of always assume that, you know, when you deploy troops to a country, you just bring their troops and they use the equipment provided. I guess makes sense because they're used to their own equipment, so they bring the equipment. I just never dawned on me. I guess I never thought about it like that. It's interesting.
joined German and Dutch medics to form a contingent that would support the military during the coronavirus pandemic.
Our mission here is to help Croatian armed forces and our NATO allies in this corona pandemic.
We are here to help the military in Lithuania with the corona crisis
COVID.
and everybody here, especially all the
I was thinking of
German, Croatian episode that's here. And as soon as we're done, we'll take care of our own problems back at home.
Then, after over 2 years of absence, Croatia decided to return again. In 2022, it was announced that a unit of the same size, an infantry company,
Oh,
would be
why?
deployed in 2023 as well. For this deployment, we unfortunately couldn't find information about the unit, but we did see the Patria AMVs back again. We also found this video of a Croatian mortar platoon doing some training during their time in Lithuania. And so, what does the future hold for Croatian involvement in the Baltics? Well, it looks like the country has committed to another rotation, which will take place in early 2026. This will see the deployment of an artillery howitzer battery in Lithuania. Current Defense Minister Dovile Šakaliene discussed the deployment with her Croatian counterpart on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference in Germany.
So this is, I guess, in 2026, he's sending it like next year. I thought this is like happening now, you know, in the response of what Russia did with the drone. I was kind of under that impression. Interesting.
And was
I
quoted
guess it's just timing of this video because the video was posted yesterday. So I assumed that we're like, oh, this is happening right now, it's urgent.
To saying, "We are grateful to Croatia for its years-long contribution to the security of the Baltic and the entire NATO eastern flank, contributing to the operations of NATO's forward land forces and for joining the demining coalition for Ukraine at our invitation." No specific types of weaponry were mentioned, but we know that Croatia has both towed and self-propelled howitzers of both Soviet and Western origin. It would somewhat make sense for the Balkan country to send its PZH-2000s to Lithuania, as the same tracked platform is operated by the Baltic nation. It was in December 2024 that the Croatian parliament approved 12 decisions to deploy Croatian troops to missions abroad, including the participation of the Croatian armed forces in NATO's Forward Land Forces mission, the KFOR peacekeeping operation in Kosovo, and the NATO mission Iraq. As we noted in our video discussing deployments to the Baltics and other similar missions, each participating nation must decide what it can commit based on budget and politics. And so perhaps Croatia's on-again, off-again presence in the Baltics is due to limited resources and other military commitments. For example, we know that Croatian troops have been deployed fairly regularly over the years to Poland in support of that country's NATO-enhanced forward presence/forward land forces mission. Croatia's contribution to Poland's multinational unit has often taken the form of multiple rocket launchers and artillery. But there's your quick summary of Croatia's deployments to the Baltics thus far, and more specifically to Lithuania. What do you think of?
Yeah, not what I thought. I kind of thought, because yesterday, when we saw the video yesterday about Lithuania's situation, I kind of thought this would be like urgently deploying like right now in response. This is just like kind of overview about
in 2026.
yeah, and I guess just the plans. So
Okay.
it's a little different than I thought, but cool.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.